Greetings, vinyl community. Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin. First record I have to show this week is Alice Coltrane, the Carnegie Hall Concert, recorded in 1971 and just released now. This features Pharoah Sanders and Archie Shepp on saxophones, flute, and percussion, Jimmy Garrison and Cecil McBee on bass, Ed Blackwell and Clifford Jarvis on drums, and Tulsi Reynolds on tambura and Kumar Kramer on harmonium, the sort of Indian drone contribution, which is not mic'd in this recording, so it's pretty much inaudible, which is really unfortunate because that's really relevant to what Alice Coltrane was trying to project in these years. This is a double LP consisting of 4 side-long tracks. Journey in Satchidananda, the title track from that album, and Shiva Loka, those both feature Alice Coltrane on the harp. And the second disc is 2 sides of music composed by John Coltrane. Africa, which appeared on the first John Coltrane Impulse album, the Africa Brass Sessions, which is a very long performance, 28 minutes. It's about as long, almost as long as sides 1 and 2 together. And Leo, which was performed in the very late days of John Coltrane's career, when Alice was his pianist. And Africa and Leo feature Alice on the piano rather than the harp. This is the exclusive colored vinyl edition from You Discover, from Universal Music. So this has its orange with a yellow marbling to it. That's the first disc, which is mostly orange, and the second disc, if you'll bear with me for a moment, has more of the marbling to it. So I think that's a really beautiful disc. I just want to hold that one up to the camera for a while because it's so beautiful. And this set also comes with a booklet featuring extensive liner notes, photographs of Alice and the Guru, and so on. So, Alice Coltrane, the Carnegie Hall Concert. Alice Coltrane also appears on this LP that I picked up at my local shop, Energy Essentials, a 3 LP sampler of music from the Impulse label, highlighting the energy music, which was the term that they were kind of pushing at the time, free jazz and what we nowadays call spiritual jazz. Besides both of the Coltranes, John and Alice, this features Pharoah Sanders, Ornette Coleman, whose name is misspelled with no E on the cover here, Sonny Rollins, Archie Shepp, Albert Ayler. The Albert Ayler track is the one that really attracted me to this because it's actually taken from a previous sampler called The New Wave in Jazz on Impulse. But it's not from an Albert Ayler LP. It was a non-LP track from that compilation. It's a live version of The Holy Ghost. So I was really happy to get that into my collection because I do not have that other album. Also Charles Mingus, Cecil Taylor, Freddie Hubbard, Eric Dolphy, Michael White, Max Roach, Charlie Hayden, Oliver Nelson, Marion Brown, and Elvin Jones with Jimmy Garrison. Energy Essentials. This is a white label promo edition. It's got a promo sticker on the cover as well. And it's an unusual 3 LP package. You get a normal pocket on this side, a normal pocket on this side, and then it pulls out the top in the middle. Herbie Hancock's Sextant from 1973. This is a great, great classic album that I did not have in my collection before on vinyl. This is the final recording of the Mwandishi group, featuring Benny Maupin, Eddie Henderson, Julian Priester, Buster Williams, Billy Hart, Patrick Gleason, and Buck Clark. And it is 3 lengthy tracks, very strongly highlighting the electronic side of things. Gleason, of course, is here strictly to play synthesizer. Herbie is playing Fender Rhodes electric piano, Hohner D6 clavinet with Fender fuzz wah and Echoplex, something called Daka di Bello, which I assume is a percussion instrument. It's something that he thanks Juno Lewis for, the singer and percussionist who collaborated with John Coltrane. Mellotron, Steinway piano, what's that? And hand clap. So he's really going on about telling you that he's playing through fuzz wah and Echoplex. Also mentioning the wah-wah and fuzz on Buster Williams bass and so on. He really wants to emphasize the futuristic. This is really a seminal piece of Afrofuturism art. Perfect cover art by Robert Springett. Really is relevant to what's going on with Herbie Hancock's life. This is just before he moved on to the Headhunters period. Not a gatefold cover, though the art folds over to the other side. Brilliant, brilliant album. Herbie Hancock's Sextant. Next, an album by the Japanese percussionist Midori Takada. This is Cutting Branches for a Temporary Shelter, recorded in 2019, and this release is from 2021. This is solo percussion work, beginning with kind of a shrieking sound. It sounds like a bowed cymbal. That sounds like it's going to be electronic music, but that's very deceptive because this is mostly inspired by the African mbira music of the Shona peoples of Zimbabwe. And the direct inspiration is an album from 1973 on the old Nonsuch Explorers series called Soul of Mbira. And it was traditional music of the Shona people of what was then called Rhodesia. Now we know it properly as Zimbabwe. I do not have that LP to show, but I have a CD release on which you can really see what the mbira looks like, the African thumb piano, also known as the kalimba. And this features mostly themes played on what sounds like the kalimba, or the mbira. There's an insert that has photographs showing the instruments used in the performance. This also has liner notes and a brief interview with Midori Takada. Very entrancing music, very repetitive, gentle, apart from that sort of attention-getting opening. It's very minimalist and soft and delicate. The vinyl pressing is not the greatest. There were some extraneous noises to this, but it really does what it's meant to do. This cover has a kind of obi that can be slipped off here, so I can show the entire artwork. There it goes. Cutting Branches for a Temporary Shelter by Midori Takada. And continuing the African theme, music by the great South African pianist Abdullah Ibrahim, he was known as Abdullah Ibrahim at this time, but for his music career, for his recording career, he was using the name Dollar Brand. This is a trio recording with Cecil McBee on bass, going all the way back to the first record I showed, Cecil McBee again, and Roy Brooks on drums. This was originally released on Enja in 1976 when it was recorded. This is a 1977 reissue on the Inner City label. Dollar Brand, besides playing amazing piano, does sing verses from the Quran. He's very strong into his Islamic faith, and does this long piece called Ishmael, on which he also plays soprano sax and does the chanting, singing of the surahs from the Quran. I saw Abdullah Ibrahim last November. It was one of the most amazing concerts I've ever seen in my life. It was mesmerizing. It was spellbinding. It was billed as the Abdullah Ibrahim Trio, so I expected a piano, bass, and drums format. And in fact, the other two musicians were, the bass player played mostly cello. There was no drummer. There was a woodwinds player. He played mostly clarinet and flute. He played piccolo. He had an alto sax on a stand, which he never got around to playing. But they never played as a trio, except for fleeting transitional interludes. Basically, it was Abdullah Ibrahim playing these long, ruminative solos, and then there would be interludes of chamber music, like sections, by the other two musicians. So it was solo and duet alternating throughout the evening. And it was just very, very beautiful. So Dollar Brand or Abdullah Ibrahim, The Children of Africa, or Banyana, as this album has also been released under that title, which is the title of the first track, also called The Children of Africa. another, I've shown this before, I just picked up an upgrade copy of the classic live album by Jefferson Airplane, Bless Its Pointed Little Head. I already had a decent copy, but the thing that really bugged me about my other copy was that the poster insert was cut in half for some reason by a previous owner. So this copy is just in really, really beautiful condition. It's an original pressing. It's got the insert not cut in half. It was in the original shrink wrap, which I removed because I don't buy these to keep their value. I buy them to enjoy. And I really love getting one in shrink wrap and then taking that off and having the beautiful mint condition cover. This does have a little discoloration where the shrink wrap was open, but otherwise this is just in perfect condition. The disc sounds amazing. Anyone who wants my old copy can have it. And that's it. Thanks very much for watching. Talk with you again soon. Be well. Bye-bye for now.